What's up, y'all? I wanted to make this video because things been popping up in my feed and stuff, and about Paula White and how it's at some church conference or something, but she's raising an offering, and she literally comes out and says she wants $100,000 and that she's not going to lay hands on people or pray for people until she raises that money. Um, First off, it's disgusting. I talked about Paula White way back, back when I was preaching, and when she was married to her husband, not the one she's married to now, the one before that. I think his name was Randy. Um, I think, if I'm wrong, forgive me. But she was married before, and I remember the time where her and her husband stood before their church and said, you know, church, we're raising money. We need to take up an offering because we're going to build. We're building on the church, and we're building, so we need to kingdom offering, and we're raising money to build. And then lo and behold, after they raise all this money, the two of them turn around and get a divorce. And she ends up going and taking over a church. And I don't want to speak on the guy, I don't even remember his name, and he's passed away now. And the only thing that I remember about this guy is that he was on TBN and he was jumping on the furniture like Tom Cruise when he jumped up on Oprah. And all these people, oh, he's so anointed, he's so anointed. And I'm like, no, he's not. This man is tweaking on crack. And, you know, look, months later, he's found deceased in a hotel room with drugs, you know. But anyway, Paul, it's not about him. Paula White goes and takes over his church. So, you know, down through the years, I don't follow her. I don't listen to her. I think she's pathetic. You want my opinion? And I think it's disgusting that the president of this country, and I am not a Trump hater, but I think it's disgusting. I think he needs to use some more discernment because she's actually his spiritual advisor. She can't advise you on anything except being a thief and a crook. But in the video, part of the video, she's on stage and she's asking for an offering, and she comes out and tells the people, I'm not laying hands on anybody until we raise this money. And, you know, it's actually a good thing because you shouldn't just be letting her lay hands on you. But some of the other things she says is she comes out and says, this is not about us, this is about kids, this is about kids that are going to die. Talk about gaslighting. You know, I talk about trying to mess with people's emotions. If you don't give, these kids are going to die. Oh my God, you know, your $10 is life and death when it comes to these kids. And it's nothing but gaslighting. She's not a prophetess. She's not qualified. She shouldn't be a pastor. But also part of the clip that I'm going to attach to the video where she's talking about, you know, she doesn't need the money. She has a husband and she's got a good husband. And, you know, if you don't know, her husband is Jonathan Cain, who's the keyboardist for Journey. He's also the one that he was on TV and he came out and said, if you're married, you know, wives, you got to do what your husband wants. And if he wants to watch porn, you need to sit down and watch porn with him. I think that says enough. That man ain't saved. And then he wanted to turn around and claim that the song Don't Stop Believing was about Jesus. And, you know, what part of the song is about Jesus? Was he a small town boy living in a lonely world? Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, something else she says, you know, that kind of set off the alarm is she goes and says, you know, get out your checkbook and make your check out to Paula White Ministries. That tells you right there where that money's going. Now, if she's raising it for the kids, don't you think that the money, you should write the check directly to the organization that's donating to the kids? But no, she's saying, give it to my ministries so I can go through it and take whatever. If she's not taking all of it, she need to take her 15%, 20%, who knows? But anyway, I think it's disgusting. I think it's a slap in the face to God and to his church that there's these people like her and Jamal Bryant and TD Jakes, and I'll get into these other videos about these people, but The way the American church is, it's just a shame. It really is disgusting, the direction that the American church is going. We live in a country where Christianity is free, and you're free to worship and celebrate the God of the Bible, and yet we take it for granted, and we got these people that ain't nothing but wannabe hustlers in the pulpit. And other countries where Christianity is illegal, people are being martyred for their faith, and yet Christianity is growing at a rapid rate. Other countries where Christianity is illegal, the gospel is being spread. Christianity is spreading, it's growing, the church is thriving. But yet here in America, the Christian church is doing crap like this and begging for money and going to Diddy parties. Yeah, we're looking at you, TD Jakes, and Jamal Bryant, who ain't nothing but a race baiter. The American church is doing this, and look at what happens. The Muslim church is taking over. They got Muslim call to prayer in New York City. They got Muslim mosques sprouting left and right throughout this country. And we got politicians no longer laying their hands on the Bible, but putting their hands on the Quran when they take their oath. But yet, the Christian church still want to jump, bump, shout, and scream, and oh, it's all good. No, the tide's turning. Things are changing, and they're changing here in America for the worse because of people like Paula White. I don't want to say nothing else. So, but y'all know, I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And don't let what you've been through become you. And church, we got to do better.